How long do you think this will go for?
Um, oh man, wait 1 second. I put the wrong thing up. Here we go. Okay. For however long.
I'm sorry that's taking so long with the computer.
All right, you guys. We'll be with you in a minute.
It's still updating. So
Okay. Hey, you guys. We're just waiting on Barbie to update. Her phone is updating. So please give us 1 more minute before we get started here. Thank you for coming in. We are live on Facebook as well as TikTok. So hello to everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and please just give us 1 minute. 1 minute.
and you want me to jump on your live, correct? On
Well,
TikTok?
you go live from your
Mm-hmm.
end, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna add you as a co-host, but you got to go live first.
Gotcha.
So let me know when you go live.
It's opening up, so I'm gonna be it's
Okay.
gonna be maybe
So
one or two more minutes.
all right. We'll say hello to a few people. Hey there, Teresa. How are you? Dinah, hello. Hey, Michelle
Mhm.
and Kelly, hello.
Hello,
And
hello.
hey, guys, over here on TikTok. Now, you guys know you can either, once Barbara gets on TikTok, you can either go on her page or, here for the interview. And for all of you on, everybody, hello, hello. Give us one more minute. We're just getting things together here. Hope everybody is doing okay. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. As you come in, please show some love. I'd appreciate it.
Show some love.
Show some love.
It's at 98%. It's just
Almost done, you guys. Almost done. Hey, Thumper, hello.
Thumper in the house.
Thumper.
I can't see the chat. Is it possible I can see it or?
You can if you have. Oh shoot, logged off. We have to wait till she come back. Hi, Kizzy. How are you? Just trying to set up here real quick.
I
now,
can't touch anything. It kicks me off. So I'm like, let me not touch anything else.
now I'm gonna pull up the comments here, but you can see them, but you have to open up another screen and open up Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
Now on TikTok you'll be able to see once you get over
Yeah. As soon as it lets me, it's
there. Oh,
giving
you
me
have a
anxiety over here.
follower. Kizzy says she follows Barbara. Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for the follow.
She's a yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Thank you. I appreciate this opportunity to be on here today. So thank you for having me.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing. It's exciting. I get to interview you.
I know. And I looked over everything and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wing it.
Oh yeah, you'll do good. Good, good. Mhm. Okay. Is it almost done? I'm going to start the introduction here. And guys, as long as you guys can hear us, once she gets her phone updated, then we'll put her in here. But I'm going to put you close to the speaker so you can hear, just in case. Let me see who. Teresa says, oh, you follow her on TikTok too. Awesome. Awesome. So you guys, if you're not following her, you should.
You should.
Kelly says I could definitely relate to your book and life. Yes, beautiful book, isn't it?
And I'm working on my second one, so
Awesome.
yeah, the second
Okay.
one I think yeah, the second one is gonna be interesting because it kind of shifts a little bit, but it's still autism sentiment, so I'm excited about it.
Okay. Thumper says Barbara is a super mom. And she also says she can hear you clearly. Okay. So
Good, good, good.
we're gonna get started, and once she gets her TikTok going, we're gonna add her over here. But today, you guys, today we are going to get up close and just a little bit personal with Barbara Santiago. She's a caregiver and the mother of 3 beautiful special needs kids. A lot of us know her from TikTok. Um, now I'm stuck. A lot of a lot of us know her from TikTok, where she welcomes us into her world, not only as a mother but as a caregiver to her 3 beautiful special needs kids. Now, she's not only that, she's also an author of My Autism Sentiment Diary, and she just said she's working on book number 2. So she has a lot going on. So what we're going to do before we get into the interview, you guys, we're going to do a book giveaway. at the end of this interview. But the trick to that is you have to comment the secret word. I can't tell you what the word is, but if you comment that word, then you will automatically be entered into the draw. You have her book. Okay, awesome. So if you comment that word, you'll automatically will be entered into the draw, and you'll receive an autographed copy of her book. So that'll be done at the end. Also, if you have questions, we're going to wait. We're going to go through the interview first. And at the end, if you have questions, I'll go through the questions for her to answer. So, yeah, Barbara, let's get started.
Yes, ma'am.
So, tell us about you. Tell us a little bit about Barbara Santiago and who she is.
I am not only a author, I am a blogger and vlogger. I am also a small business owner. I make and create templates for families like myself. I also am a an extreme caregiver and a mom and a wife and a friend, obviously. So yeah, that's who I am.
Yes, beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Okay, so share with us a little bit. Let's talk about your children. You have
Yes,
three
ma'am.
beautiful special needs children. So
Yes.
let's go through each one. How was your pregnancy and birth? When did you know they were different? When did you get the diagnosis? What were your initial reactions, thoughts, and feelings?
For Marcus,
Uh oh.
he was born premature. And
Okay.
when he was born, he was placed in the NICU. And by him being in the NICU, we ended up having the normal testing done, what they check for all babies, and they immediately knew he something was wrong. He was placed into a separate room, and we ended up having to get all the testing done, and they suggested genetic testing done at 18 days old. At 18 days old, once we did the blood work, we were able to find out that he had Belly syndrome, which is also known as chromosome 13q deletion. Before the actual diagnosis, he was diagnosed with just cerebral palsy as his tentative diagnosis, but his
Okay.
he was diagnosed at 36 days old with a genetic disorder.
Wow.
So Marcus spent most of his first 2 years in and out of the hospital. He had 21 surgeries within 9 years.
Wow.
So yes,
Yeah. That must have been hard on you. The
it was.
surgery.
I was 18 years old. I
Oh,
was dealing
yeah.
with postpartum, and I had no idea what I was facing. It was a challenging experience for me because I didn't know what came with that, and being a first time mom, I didn't know who to turn to when it pertained to like meeting his needs. I was 18 years young, and I was suggested to leave him there at the hospital. So they thought I was too young and couldn't carry the um the responsibility. They thought I was too young and wasn't able to do it. And
Okay.
fast forward 23 years, he's still with us. So
That's right. Mr. Wilson. We love Mr.
uh,
Wilson.
yes, Mr. Wilson. I am
Okay.
trying to log in, and it's giving me a hassle, so
Yo,
bear with me.
she's almost here, you guys. We almost got her over here on TikTok. Give her one
Yes,
second.
yes, yes, it's
Uh,
not letting me in.
hey, Heidi. How are you? Denise. Thank you for joining us.
Um,
Kizzy says, I have learned a lot of information from Barbara, even though she is in another state. Oh, yes, we all have. She gives some great tips.
thank you,
Indeed,
thank
she
you,
does.
thank you. Good to know.
So let's move on to
Verification.
number two.
Yes. Continue. Um, I think I'm in, guys. Let me
Oh,
see.
you're in. Okay, good. Let me know when you're live.
Yes, ma'am. I've never done a live on a computer, so this is interesting.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me see. Um, I didn't do
Oh,
that. uh, I don't know what I'm doing here, but bear with me. And I need to mute it. Okay. Let me see. Where? How do I go live from here, Miss Ma'am?
are
Um,
you're on the phone, right? Or I don't know
I'm
if
on
you
my
can do
laptop.
for TikTok. I don't think you can go live on. You might have to switch. Yeah, you may have to switch. I don't
So I
think
need
they
to
have.
so I need to open up Facebook on this one and then just do live here.
No, you can do the use the StreamYard link from your phone, from the email. You got email on your phone?
Yes, but it's gonna close me out if I open it.
Okay,
So I'm
because
gonna
on the
go.
lap, I don't think you
I'm
can go live from the laptop.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my email right now because that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, and then just go to StreamYard on your phone and do TikTok on. I mean, from go to StreamYard from your wait a minute laptop and TikTok from your phone.
Okay.
Denise said I enjoyed and was able to establish a lot of information from your book, Miss San Diego. Okay,
That's awesome.
yes, it is. Okay, guys. Give yeah, Miss Technical.
Yeah, it's been back to I can't get in for some reason. So I'm like really trying here, guys. Bear with me. It's giving me such a
She'll
hard
be
time.
here in a minute, you guys. She'll be here.
Yeah, it's not even letting me open it, which is bizarre. It's not letting me. It's not letting me open it from here. Give
Can't
me
open
can
stream yard.
you give me a whole minute and I'll be right back?
Yeah. You
Okay.
guys can wait a 1 minute, please. 1 minute. Okay. She'll be right back. She'll be right back. Just a little technical difficulty. Hope all of you are doing good this fine afternoon. Hi, Jessica. You are welcome. And you guys, if you're just getting here, we are at the end. We're doing a book giveaway. But the trick to it is you have to comment the secret word in the chat. Anyone who comments the secret word will be automatically entered into the draw. And we will draw the name at the end of the interview. No worries. Okay, good. Barbara is worth the wait. How is DeAndre? He's doing good, Heidi. He is actually with his dad this weekend. So he should be home tomorrow evening. Yeah, we're gonna give her just a minute. Thank you for the support. So remember, at the end, we are doing the book giveaway. Secret word. I can't give you guys the secret word, but whoever says the secret word in the chat, either of the chats, it'll automatically be included on Facebook. I have to look on TikTok to see if any of you guys say the secret word. Thumper says support. Kizzy says, how's everyone doing on this beautiful Saturday? I'm doing good. Kizzy, Um, I'm doing good. How about you? What are you up to? I just started following you. I will catch up. Okay, awesome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jessica. Okay, we're giving Barbara a minute or two. She has to switch up. Here she is.
Okay,
Oh,
now for the TikTok one, it's just hit the stream. It said for Facebook, but I didn't see a TikTok one. So
no, oh, you on the phone for TikTok? You logged in?
no, no. I'm logging in right now for the Facebook one here, and then I'm gonna get on TikTok from my phone.
Okay.
So you're gonna see
Yeah.
me pop up probably twice now,
Uh oh.
which is fine, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what we want you to do because we got it's two separate streams. No, no. So no, this one.
And
And
now I
now I
gotta
gotta
get
get
out
out
and
and
do
do
my
my
phone,
phone,
right?
right?
Okay, right. So we will
Okay.
remove that one. Okay. I'm gonna kick you from the studio. All right.
Okay. And I just hit live, and then
So you're in Facebook now. We're waiting for
I'm
her
going on
to
live in 3 seconds.
3 seconds, you guys. Okay. And I will add her.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Let me see. Barbara. There you go. Okay. You see the invite? All right. Here she
Did it.
is.
I did it.
Okay, so
That was hard.
I'm gonna have to let me turn down one of my volumes here. Let me turn down. All right, so we are back. So she just told us about Marky. So now we are on baby number 2.
With
Amarie.
Amari. She was the best pregnancy. I was glowing. I was eating. I was chunky. I was good with her. Um, perfect baby. Perfect baby. Born at 39 weeks, no complication. We started noticing regression around 18 months, and she got diagnosed at 2 years old. Um,
Okay.
at She's 20 years old and still pretty healthy. So that's she hasn't really had any like issues like Marcus did before.
Okay.
So now
Okay.
Mr. Jadiel, that was I had a high risk pregnancy with him. So majority of my pregnancy I was in bed rest. I experienced gestational diabetes, and that was a hard one. So, and me being tiny, I was huge with that big, and he was an 8 pound baby, so he was my biggest baby, and pretty good pregnancy overall. He was pretty healthy, and by 10 months, I knew Jadiel was showing signs of autism. So I couldn't get him tested until he was 2 years of age. He got diagnosed at 2 years and 8 days. So right after his birthday, his second birthday.
Okay. And Amarie, when did you notice um something
Hers
is different?
after a year. Right
After
after a
you.
year, she started to she was in daycare and she started to regress. There was no eye contact. She wasn't responding to her name. She was just disassociating from all her peers in the daycare. So it just got out. We initially thought she was just, coming down with a cold or something, and eventually she just started to just lose all the skills that she had. Um, she was already vocalizing words and stuff at that time, and by age 2, she was not speaking anymore. So by the time she was 2 years old, she got diagnosed at 26 months.
26 months. Okay.
Yes. and she didn't gain her speech back until she was about 5, 6 years old. So,
Wow. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
so
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing though when you hear their voices.
it
Yeah.
is. It is. It
Yeah.
is. I've only heard Jadiel's voice a couple times, and it was like there was feelings behind that because you're not ready for it. You don't know,
Right.
especially when you're not sure it was your child who spoke to you. You're like, that came out of you. So I've had that experience twice already. So it's a good feeling to hear your child, open up and
Yeah.
say something like Jadiel opened up his mouth and said, "Mama." That was a lot for me. So
Beautiful. Beautiful.
yeah, the
So,
regression was there for my daughter, for not so much for Jadiel. He wasn't picking up the milestones, so that's what's separate from their autism.
okay. So tell us a little bit about each of them, their personalities. How do they get along? How do they clash with each other?
Whew, the Wilson babies. That's Marcus and Amarie. They get along very well. Amarie is mom number two. So she's the one who caters. And a lot of it stems from me just creating the space for her to help. So she's
Okay.
always been an empathetic child and she's always wanted to be helpful in any way possible. And she's very close to Marcus, very protective of Marcus. Now, Jadiel, he's the rebel in the household. So he makes it hard for the Wilsons at times. And when it comes to Amari, she has a lot of patience for him. So she works very well with both siblings, but she has a limit with Jadiel. With Marcus is very social, but he's very selective on who he wants around, and he prefers girls over boys around him. Whereas Jadiel, he's very social. He doesn't have the boundaries established, so he doesn't know how to go about his, being around his siblings. So it is sometimes very chaotic when they're all in the same space, but
Mhm.
eventually one leaves and the other one gets redirected, and I'm just left by myself. So that's pretty much how it goes. But they work pretty well together because they each have a routine and a schedule, and they each have their own ways of going about their daily tasks. So it helps.
Okay. Okay. What types of therapies for each of the children, and what works best for each? Um, have you found that the therapies you provide yourself outside of the other therapies work better, or other therapies, or do they work together?
They work together. I use, like I always mention in my videos, communication, cope, and sensory. So I do focus a lot on the fine motor and the gross motor, making sure that they're able to like complete tasks. And I'm always mindful of that. So when it pertains to fine motor, my children require a lot of like help with their fingers. So I have to constantly model and provide the space for them to practice on those fine motor skills. When it comes to gross motor, Amarie and Jadiel, they do more occupational therapy at home when whether it's using their whole complete body when it comes to sensory, and when it comes to just doing actual life skills, we work on the fine motor. But when it comes to communication, all three of them have a form of speech implemented, whether it's pictures or an iPad. Although I am not fully trained in AAC, I try to implement any form of communication, but all three of them, I speak to them, and they've gained through all the years of me talking directly to them. They have better receptive listening skills, so they have a lot of comprehension. So I just talk to them like I talk to any other child.
Mhm.
When it comes to sensory, I believe in giving them those breaks. So it's that therapy, there's that sensory diet. I practice that every single day. Um, with Jadiel, we do a lot of cognitive behavior therapy. So it's a lot of ABA. And I practice those methods after 11 years of parent training. So to me, it just comes natural. To anybody else, it's like, what are you doing? And it's just, I don't even consider it therapy. It's just a lifestyle now. So
Part of your daily routine.
my daily routine is a lifestyle. It doesn't feel like therapy.
Mhm. Okay, so share some of the ways you had to advocate for your kids. Where did
Uh,
Share some times where you had to become mama bear. Um,
Um, I've had many moments where I've expressed my concerns and I felt like it wasn't validated. So I had to build my own village. I had to build my own team because when I came and approached the situation, and just as a mom slash teacher, just like trying to establish a communication amongst any peer that work or individual who work with my child, not everybody received me the way I presented myself. So I found myself having to build my own team, taking data, and just pushing. I had to learn how to push back, if that makes sense, because there was many times that I felt like I put it all out there and it wasn't received. So I created emails for each one of my children, so there's an open dialogue for that. I um I express all my parent concerns, and I always express that I am available to help. So everybody who has handled my child has heard it come directly from me that I am here also to help. I don't want to be treated like a bench warmer. I am part of the team. So I try to make it known that I'm here to help however I can. So that's just pretty much how I establish relationships with people. It's just including myself, but also understanding the boundary when it pertains to their jobs. So it's like I know where to stand, but I know where when to speak up on things. And if I feel unheard, I bring it to the table and we just talk about it because that's when it's get hurt. That when you wrap around and you put everybody at the table and you express your concerns, that's when you're hurt. That's really when it's hurt. So I try to avoid the tabletop talks unless I have to. So you
But
know
that's
how it
great
works.
advice for other parents. Because if you
Yeah.
feel you're not being heard, yep, bring it
And
to
you
the
can bring
table.
your team with you. You
Yeah.
can amend your IEP. You can have tabletop meetings. Everything doesn't have to just resort to a behavior plan or a crisis plan. Let's talk about it first. Moving forward, how can we do things differently? Um, I practice in zones of regulation, so I always tell the teachers that my son is in the green, my son is in the yellow. So I try to keep that open space where we can discuss how my child is the day of. So you kind of have an idea how to go about servicing my son. So it's just all about taking data. And I take data, ABA takes data, school takes data. So that's how we're able to implement appropriate services for all the kids. So,
Okay, good. Okay, for those of you who are just joining us, welcome. Please show some love as you come in. Um, we are interviewing Barbara Santiago. At the end of this interview, we are doing a book giveaway, but
mhm.
we have a secret word. You have to enter the secret word into the chat. So those who enter the secret word will be put into the draw. And I may have
Yes.
to do 2 draws.
Well,
Facebook,
who
it'll
wants to?
be entered automatically. TikTok, I'll have to do it manually. But yeah, you will be getting a autographed copy of her book, My Autism Sentiment Diary. So, okay.
Yes, yeah.
So, what do you do about caregiver burnout? And how is
Whew.
your mental when you are dealing with different scenarios and situations with 3?
Ah, finding the time and space for yourself is hard. I'm just going to put it out there. As an extreme caregiver, that means I have high demands. And every child is individualized. So every individual has their own list of needs and wants and support that I have to provide for them. So I find myself a tad bit tired sometimes based on the day of my child needing the most services. So finding finding room for me to take those breaks can be challenging when everyone needs you. As an extreme caregiver, I'm always last, always, and I'm okay with that. What I've done is I've been trying to implement or I've been creating the space for myself to take those breaks, um, wellness checkups, seeing a psychiatrist, seeing a counselor, journaling, taking those naps, making sure I eat, drinking my water, seeing my neurologist, seeing my cardiologist, like all of that. I have to make it mandatory to avoid. In the last 4 years, I experienced 2 burnouts. I am currently coming down from a mental burnout. So it is it puts a toll on your on your soul. It puts a toll on your health overall. And I won't lie, some days I'm more tired than others, but we get through it. We always get through it.
Okay. So, what advice would you give
Just
to other
um,
parents
show,
to
show
take
yourself
steps?
some grace. Show yourself some grace. It is hard. Don't lie to yourself. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to say it's hard. It's okay to ask for help. Um, it's important for you not to expect people to understand. It's also important for you not to expect people to help you. If someone doesn't know how to help you, you have to you have to acknowledge that. And sometimes you have to build your own village. It's not always your family. It's not always your friends. Sometimes you have to step out of that comfort and create that space for yourself.
Mhm.
Um, I think it's important to make friends with patience. You want to be patient. If you push yourself too hard, it's going to be only hard on your mental. But how if you don't take care of yourself, it actually affects the rest of the household. Children can feel. They can feel your energy. So if you're not okay, they will know.
Yeah.
And it's okay to tell your child you're not okay, but it's also important for you to acknowledge what your needs are and understand that the anxiety and all everything that you're dealing with is valid. It's valid. Feel what you feel, but you can't just unpack and just stay there. You have to sort those feelings. You have to talk about it. You have to get the help. It's okay to get some mental health support. It's okay to get a team of individuals that are complete strangers. You know,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
have to be mindful that if you don't take care of yourself, it could be a trickle down effect. And it catches up to you. So it's important. It's just important just for you to
I
tell
agree.
yourself that hey, I'm not okay.
Mhm.
It's we can tell people hey, when I'm guilty of this. How you doing, Barbie? I'm okay.
And not
I'm
be.
okay. Because no one's really ready to hear me unpack those emotions. So I don't unpack them. And I used to find myself like dumping, and I'm like, wait, you just asked me how I'm doing, and here I am, spilling everything. And I
Mhm.
just learned to create a space for that. I have people that I talk to about that, and
Okay.
each person, I don't dump everything. I dump a little bit per person. That's heavy.
Mhm.
That's heavy. And I'm also connecting more to caregivers because it's more relatable. Caregivers get it.
Yeah. So
They
that
get it.
leads me to tell us about your support circle. Who's there? Um,
I currently have two social workers. I have intensive services. I have a child psychologist on board. I have a crisis, like a crisis plan already established. I do have a psychologist. I do have, a team of individuals that I can group text every single day and let them know, hey, I'm not okay. I need this. What do I do with this? I have two support coordinators as well. So all my kids have IPOSs, they have crisis plans established. I see them once and twice a month to discuss everything that we've been going through for the month or moving forward. What can we do differently to provide the support for our child when that is, when things are happening. I recently had a crisis with Jadiel, and I was able to get a hold of my team. And within 4 days, I had not only an appointment with a psychiatrist, I already had a wraparound tabletop with the teachers. Like it was immediate. It's talking about it and having these members as a team and them being available is how we provide the service immediately for our child when it's needed. So, but
mhm.
I do have a team. And
Good.
I don't attend meetings by myself anymore, so that's comfortable.
Good. So let's tell everybody once again, all us mothers, fathers, why is it so important to have a support team? Let's,
Um, it's heavy. It's
mhm.
heavy. It's hard, and it takes a village. It
Yes.
literally takes a village. You cannot just because you don't have the support within your immediate family. It's
Mhm.
it's not okay for you to have to carry all that. Sometimes you have to step out of that comfort and not already parents carry a lot, especially, mothers who have to not only nurture, cater, pay bills, work, clean the house. Like those are all responsibilities that we carry. But when it comes to the emotional support and the support that our children need, we have to step out of that, and we have to ask for help. We have to it's okay to get
So,
training. It's
okay.
okay to ask questions. It's okay to observe. It's okay to ask for data or a
Mhm.
catalyst. Like, hey, what are you working on? How can I help? It's just keeping yourself involved with your circle. So it's important just for you not to think that you're supposed to do it by yourself. It's important for you not to. You shouldn't. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it just to do it all by yourself. I don't think it's a good thing. It carries. It gets heavy.
Yeah. Okay.
It gets very heavy.
And it's okay, you guys. It is okay to reach out. Remember that.
Yes.
Again,
Yes.
if you're just joining us, we are interviewing Barbara Santiago, mother of three beautiful special needs kids, author of My Autism Sentiment Diary. At the end of this interview, we will be doing a book giveaway and we will take your questions. So
Yes. Yes.
please
Yes.
be patient. Make sure if you're over on TikTok, tap the screen, help that algorithm. If you're over on
Yes.
here
Yes.
on
Yes.
Facebook, please share some love as you come in. Thank you. I appreciate it. So now, Barbara,
Ooh. Ooh.
we touched on each individual, your children. So, how do you balance that part of your life with your love life, with your
Ooh.
spouse, spending time?
It's
How do you?
ooh. That's I am constantly doing rain checks because by the end of the day, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm like, you tired? He goes, yeah, I'm tired too. We both have demanding lives. He has a full-time job, so he works a lot as well. So we
Okay.
barely see each other. And then it's making time for anything outside of these demands. I'm gonna be transparent. It's hard.
Yeah.
I don't get to see. I barely get to see myself at the end of the day. I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, that's what I look like today. Because I done dodged mirrors all day long, but just to try to find balance with the relationship of people, your marriage, friends, family, it's extremely difficult. It's not an it's not an easy thing to balance out. Sometimes it gets to the point where it's just by the end of the day you're just too tired. You're just too tired to plan those dates and get out the house and get yourself together because you're just too exhausted. So I try to balance that out, but I still have challenges in that area, just trying to keep up with the outside. And like you said, marriage as well. So it's work. It is a lot of work,
I
but
can
there's a lot of
imagine.
understanding, and that helps. That helps.
Okay. 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 So, what are some misconceptions about your children's conditions that you wish others understood?
Um, I wish people did not make the assumption that my children are aggressive. Um, I hate the assumption that because my children are nonverbal, they have no comprehension. I hate when people ask me how my children are, and my children are right there. Like, ask,
Mm.
just ask. Um, it's it's very common for us to have a true understanding what comes with autism because it's the way it's been oversaturated by so many opinions of what autism looks like. So I do find myself having to explain to people that my kids are more than autism. So there's personalities behind them, and my children they're more than autism. I got three social individuals, and they communicate in their own ways. They're very active. They all possess the ability to do so much more than what people assume. So I always try to tell people, like, don't assume that my son can't, or don't assume my daughter can't. And that's why I post the good, the bad, the ugly, so people can have a true understanding what comes with our kids with autism. You know, whether they're musically in tune, whether they like to cook, bake, they all possess some skill. And I think we should embrace that. We should embrace the good,
It's
in
all
the
of it.
autism as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Lisa. Okay. So, lastly, what advice um, would you give a parent who has a child just starting out, learning the diagnosis, new to the diagnosis? What is your best advice you can give?
Feel what you feel. It's important for you not to suppress those emotions. Those emotions will catch up. Don't let anybody else tell you that you can't grieve your child. Don't let anybody make you believe that what you're feeling is wrong, because what you feel is you're human. You need to be able to get those emotions out so you can learn to accept your child for who that your child truly is. It's a challenge. And when you hear the word autism, you immediately just think the worst. When in reality, there's good in it too. You know, there's a silver lining. There's actual joy in your journey. It's just you having that perspective. You have to show yourself grace. You have to not always look at everything from a negative standpoint. Okay, if you when you go to school and you have these IEPs and everything, you're gonna have people tell you your child struggles, and that's gonna always be hard to hear. Okay, but us as parents, it's important for us to understand that our children are more than that. So when that happens, you learn to embrace what your child's able to do, and you want to acknowledge that. You want to be able to. I always tell many parents that just got their child diagnosed, don't treat your child any less because of the diagnosis. You continue doing what you're doing. You teach them life skills. You teach them accountability. You teach them manners. You teach them everything that you would teach any child with or without a disability. Do not just assume that your child doesn't deserve any of those things. Okay. Um, Learn what works for your child. Find what works for your child. I tell many parents communication, cope, and sensory. Like, figure out how to communicate with your child. You both need to communicate. Okay. The child needs to be able to communicate. You should be able to communicate. Coping. How are you coping with the situation? How is your child coping? Sensory, how are you regulating your emotions? How is your child regulating their emotions? So it's just, I always tell people communication, coping, sensory. um yeah, that's the best advice I can give you, is just make sure that you don't forget that there's a child there before the autism, and just kind of provide the support and keep pushing through because you can do
Okay. I love this. Up close and personal. So
it.
we're
Yes.
gonna go into. I'm gonna have to, because no one, I don't see not one secret word. So what I'm gonna do, you guys, I'm gonna switch over to spin the wheel, and we're gonna give Barbara a chance while I'm doing that. Before I get to the questions and comments, we're gonna give Barbara a chance to tell us, while I'm pulling up this wheel, to tell us a little bit about what she's doing, her books, the resources she is offering, and the way to contact her if you need to. And I'm going to pull up the spin the wheel. And what I need you guys to do, if you like to be in the drawing, I need you to put up a hand emoji, and I will type your name in the spin the wheel. So if you'd like to be in the drawing for the book, put up a hand emoji like
Who
that.
wants a book? Who wants a signed book? Come on.
And I'll put you in the wheel. So go ahead. You have the floor, Barbara, while I'm doing this.
Well, um for years, I would journal. I would journal all my sentiments simply because I needed that outlet. Little did I know that my journal eventually was going to become my book. I wrote and published this book during COVID. So because of COVID, I wasn't able to do the book launch and the book signing and stuff like that. But I wrote this book simply just because I just felt like I needed to get it out there. When I published this book, I walked away. I logged out of everything because I was afraid of the judgment behind my autism sentiments. Um, the results were astounding. I didn't Everybody was pleased with the book. So alongside that book, I also created a prompt journal for parents to discuss the same topics I discuss in my book. You can find both of these books on Amazon. This book right here is just 18 years of my journey as a special needs mother. I explain the good, the bad, the ugly, and my journey is still going. So that's why I'm going to be working on my second volume. But the prompt journal covers all the topics that I discussed. Um, it's stuff that we need to talk about. Alongside that, I also created templates, and these templates I use for my family, and I created an online store for individuals to be able to print them and use them in the comfort of their own homes so they can provide the support that is needed for their child at home or school or wherever they go. So but yeah, that's what I've done. I just been slowly just trying to create the space to help other people because that's always been my go-to. I've always wanted to figure out a ways to help people. So now that I've been able to establish something for my family, now I want to be able to provide the space, provide the support for other families as well. So, right, Nita?
Yeah. Aw, forgive me, I'm typing in these names.
No, you're good. You're good.
I almost got everyone over here.
Okay.
And we're going to go to the comments in 1 second. Give me 1 second, you guys.
Yes. Yeah, I'm seeing some of the comments coming in.
You see them?
Yeah, I see them.
Okay.
Yes, Amanda, I wrote a book. I wrote a book, baby. I wrote a book. You can find it on Amazon, though. My Autism Sentiment Diary. And I'm gonna read some of the topics if you guys don't mind. Okay. Some of the topics were hard for me, but I got them out there. Okay. Chapter 1 is the start of my forever. Chapter 2, altered motherhood. Chapter 4 is not a name tag. Chapter 6, my life is not my certificate. Chapter 8, where there is good, there is bad. Chapter 10, when resentment kicked in. Chapter 11, trapped in their world. Chapter 12, how autism affected my marriage. 13, I'm sorry I forgot to call you. Chapter 14, I'm tired. Chapter 15, what hurts. 16, empathy versus pity. I cry, but I'm still happy. That's 17. Chapter 19, I'm scared. Chapter 21, I hate you, autism. Chapter 20, I carry everything like a backpack. Chapter 23, what if? Chapter 24, after I'm gone. 25, I can't make him normal. 26, I don't want to be an at-home mom. Chapter 27, I can't expect what I give. Chapter 30, nighttime is my favorite time of day. And chapter 31, my ASD plus your ASD equals our ASD, our sentiments. So yeah, 30 chapters, guys.
All right. So let's go and see what they saying in the comments here. Let me get down here.
Ooh, that one is a touchy one right there.
We learn something new every day. You both are amazing ladies and help many families with helpful information. Thank you, Kizzy. Okay. My sweet Jordan is going to be 20 years old next month and finally said, Mama. Oh, awesome. He has a deep voice and a beautiful sound. Isn't that the best in the world? Oh,
I bet it is.
Oh, no problem, Pammy. Thank you
welcome,
for joining
welcome.
us. Dealing with school. If I didn't get them to hear me, I went over there, head to their bosses. They hated it. Go straight to the top.
Yeah, there's steps to it. So if one doesn't listen, you go to the next one.
And so hard for me going through this divorce. But honestly, he never helped me anyway. Oh, I'm sorry, Pammy. I take time for myself after Ralph goes to bed. And you are doing
Nighttime,
a
yeah.
good job as a mother, fam.
I tell everybody nighttime is my favorite time. Although instead of me just going to
Nighttime is the
sleep,
right
I'm like,
time.
I will indulge at night, and I'm like, and then I pay for it the next day. I'm like, I'm so tired. I should have went to sleep, but I need that time. I need
Yeah,
that time.
yeah. Um, Lori says, how do you create that space? When my son passed, they all left. I advocated successfully for their child. I'm alone in my house with my family.
I'm
How do
sorry
you?
for your loss.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry, Lori. How do you
Um,
create?
how do how do you create that space? You have to make appointments with for yourself. The same way you make appointments for your children, for anybody else, however you make time for anybody else, you have to learn how to make time for yourself. Even if it's just small little 30 minutes at a time, you have to find a space for yourself, even if it's challenging. It's one of the hardest things for extreme caregivers, but we have to. It's just for our mental health is highly recommended.
And I think you already answered. Where can I buy the book?
Amazon love.
Um, Hi, Sheila. How are you? From
Good
Brooklyn.
day.
There's Lisa.
Welcome,
So glad
Lisa.
that I joined. I'm glad you joined us too, Lisa. Thank you. Kelly says, hi, Barbara. Will you be discussing about having adult children and coping in a different season of your life in your next book? If you can discuss that, or would you write a book about that subject? Good
Yes,
question.
very good question, because this book right here was like my first 18 years, right, as a parent. But I currently have a 20-year-old, a 23-year-old, and I have a 13-year-old. So I'm on different chapters right now. And in 5 years, I'll have three adults. So I know that it's gonna shift. I don't know what it's going to look like when they're all adults, whether they're going to live on their own, if I'm leaving the nest, if they're leaving the nest, if they're staying together. Like that's a lot to unpack. So yeah, I will be writing another book, and it's going to be the caregivers edition. So it's going to be more from that perspective of the whole experience of like letting them grow, letting them go, and letting them be their own individuals. And that's hard. That's hard because there's a lot of fear behind that. There's a lot of worrisome behind that, because you want to make sure that they're okay, all the way across the board. So, and there comes a moment where you can't protect them as much as you want to, and you have to let them live. So I will be discussing that more in my next book,
Good.
for sure.
Awesome. Book number two. It's so nice to find others that understand. Yes. Yes.
Yes. And for years, I thought that I was the only one going through this, and I thought I was going crazy. And no, we suppress, and we just believe that we're the only ones dealing with it. And I believe that we all have different stories, but we all share the same sentiments. We all have the same emotions. We're afraid, we're tired, we're overwhelmed, it's there's a lot of grievance and all of that as well. So it's just not having anybody around you to talk about those things makes you feel alone. But once you find somebody that understands it, is there's a lot of comfort there.
Yeah.
A lot.
Hi, Coach Renata. How are you? Thank you for dropping in. Lori says, I get that even his doctor had to be schooled. Oh, his doctor, you had to school his doctor. Be respectful of him. He is not a diagnosis. He is a person. Yes. Well
There you go. Well said.
said. Denise says, my granddaughter covers her ears a great deal. How can we assist her in that area?
She might need a sensory diet. Sounds like she might have some auditory issues, and she might need some headphones or noise reducing headphones. The best time to implement those is when she's covering her ears, so she can understand the concept of why those headphones are for that, versus just making her put them on. So just creating the space for that will help her. You have to model, pretty much. You will have to model how to use it, when she's covering her ears. My daughter for years covered her ears, and I just kept every time she covered her ears, I'm like, look, you can try this, and eventually now she wears her headphones. So a sensory diet would help you a lot. So you can get that through an occupational therapist. Have an assessment for a sensory diet.
And I'm still waiting on her to make that book dedicated to the sensory diet.
That's a hard one, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Hey, I'm taking all that insight. I've been taking notes.
Lori says he is a person first, not CP, legally blind, autistic, nonverbal. Okay, Lori. Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely a person first.
Yes.
Teresa says, how do you deal with rude comments from other people?
Um, Before I used to be extremely reactive and I felt like that's what they wanted. So I lead now with a positive insight on it. So I don't react to it. Um, I don't put value to their opinion, and that's why it doesn't stand. So I've been told many things that I'm like, you really just fixed your lips and said that. But now it's like Vaseline, it just slides right off. I don't let it get to me anymore because they don't know what they're talking about, and I'm not gonna validate it. I won't validate it.
And you can't let it get to you because it'll mess with your mental.
Yeah.
Just
And then if you lose you're exhausting yourself using all your energy to make a point when you don't have to make a point for someone who doesn't want to understand. So
mhm.
that's just my take. I don't and the 2 years that I've been on TikTok, I've only had two negative responses on my posts. And I don't even acknowledge it. I don't.
Okay. Before I move on, we got the wheel going. Last call. If you'd like to be a part of the book draw, where you will win a copy of Barbara's book, autographed, um, put a hand emoji in the chat, and I'll add you to the wheel. Chloe, I got you. I got you. Okay. Denise says, Barbara, how can I get your templates?
You can actually go on my TikTok and you can hit the link tree and it should take you straight to Etsy. Like there's several links on that once you click that link tree. And on there you will see my Amazon storefronts. You will also find Etsy and you will also find all my books. So that's where you can click everything. But if you are looking for the templates directly, you can also go to Etsy and type in guided by Barbie. And that's where everything will show up.
Lori says they don't understand, and that gives you the opportunity to educate them.
Absolutely. When you handle that with grace, it's a little bit more intimidating than you losing your cool. So I always say that if there's an opportunity to create, to educate them, go for it. But it's all based on the person if they want to receive what you're putting down. So don't exhaust yourself and when the person is just looking for a reaction. So if the person is willing to understand and listen, go for it. Educate them wherever you can.
And Ocean Eyes says, if you haven't read her book yet, I promise you it's a great read. Definitely is. Definitely.
Thank you, Ocean Eyes.
Lisa says, I love the nighttime too. Nighttime is the right
Yes,
time, nice and quiet. Lisa
it's
also
nice and
says,
quiet.
I have been in the process of writing my book for a while. My son is now 27. Life tried to get me down. I will get it done. Yes, get it done. Get it
Yes,
done.
and I will support you. So I will
Yeah.
love to see it.
Let us know, Lisa. We'll do an interview with you too.
I turn journals into a book. It can happen. It can happen.
Michelle says, how do you handle food sensitivities or the texture issues? My son is getting better at trying new foods, but he still favors bread. I would love to
Mhm.
be able to include less processed foods.
Um, you have to be open minded that there's with the whole sensory part. It can be food aversion, and your child can be just it's the sensory part that's affecting them trying new foods. But with me, what worked for me is giving them their foods in trays, like separating their food is one thing, but also not pushing them to try new foods. There is a such thing as food therapy that you can have through occupational therapy, where your child can learn how to like smell the food, lick the food, chew the food. It's all those steps is what's going to help them build the oral abilities to try new foods. Sometimes it's not just the taste of it; it could be the smell, it can be the texture. My daughter, for instance, loves French fries, but doesn't like mashed potatoes. So you see how that there's a difference there. So it's not the potato, it's the texture of the potato. So being open minded that like you just mentioned with the less processed foods, that's separate from introducing foods. So you will have to create the space for the less processed foods, but you don't want to push too hard because your child can be completely food avoidant if you're pushing too hard. Occupational therapists can really help you with that if your child is very limited to foods, but also being mindful that you can also give like vitamins and supplements to make up for what they're missing in their diet. So um, yeah, definitely want to keep an eye on what your child prefers and doesn't prefers and just build off of that.
Thank you for the shares, Ocean Eyes.
Thank
Appreciate
you, thank
you.
you, thank you.
Um, Denise says, where is the template for getting your material? This has been a great session of information. Thank you all. Oh, you told them about your Etsy, right?
Yes,
I'll
yes. When
type
you
it
go
in.
onto Etsy,
I'll type
yes,
it in the chat here.
yes, through Etsy, you're able to find all of these templates. It's under Guided by Barbie. But if you do have a TikTok, you can go straight to my profile page and hit the link tree, and it will take you to my Etsy account. But all of these templates, I got more if you guys want to see them. But a lot of these templates are just they're
Give us
all
some
visual.
examples. Show us a
Okay.
couple.
Okay, I'm gonna start off with this one right here. This one's called the I Feel in Need. This one, your child is able to communicate their needs while they're going through their emotions. So your child can express whether they are happy, sad, upset. Your child does not need to be upset to ask for a sensory need. Your child should be able to communicate whether they want a blanket, help, more time, a break, headphones. Like these are just all supports when your child's having a challenging time. So I created this board in hopes to help the child be able to cope during challenging moments. Okay. So this one's called the I Feel and Need bundle. I also
I
have the
feel
first
in
this
need.
and I Feel and Need. This one right here is called the first this and that board, where you can use images to get your child to start and finish a task. It will help a child who can't do a full schedule board. You can just walk them through it. I have the large images and I also have the small images. The small images are multi-purpose. You can use them, on your chore charts. You can use them on PECs and whatnot. I also have the schedule board. This comes with large images. These same images, I have them smaller, the same images here, and I also have them small on the task boards. The task boards, your child is able to do a list of demands or tasks with images. Okay. I have this board with 5 and 10. So if you want to create the space for your child to be independent, that is a good way to start with that. And these are also the big images that I had mentioned before that go on the first this and that board. Okay. So that's just one of them. And then on the opposite side,
She's busy, you guys. Look at this.
yes, I am.
I love
Yes,
it.
I am. This one right here is my newest board, and this is called a what is it called? A schedule board bundle. And on this one, it has categories. So with this one, your child is able to feel a complete day. So if you have bathroom, your child can brush teeth, use the bathroom, wash their hands. But like you can do speech therapy, movie for playtime. For instance, here's playtime, music, iPad, and coloring. But your child also has a selection of things that they can use to plan their day. So you can put playtime, but your child can also decide what they want to play. Okay. I also have other categories such as health. Okay. I have sensory. I have these are blanks if you want to create some new ones for yourself. These are if you want to make it longer. self-care and bathroom routine, cleaning my room, work. And when I say work, I have a program that I call is Watch, Help, and Do. So creating the space for your child to watch you, help you, and do gives them the opportunity to learn and model and create more independent life skills. So yeah, so your child can work on these things. So that is the newest board that I've just created. This one's called the schedule board with categories, subcategories. And do you want me to show the bundles too, Nita?
Go ahead. You got the floor, girl.
I got the floor. I got the
You
floor.
got the floor.
Okay. Okay, guys. You guys are not ready for this. Okay, I also have these boards right here. And these boards are called the bundles. These are Barbie's bundles. With these bundles, your child will get a complete chore chart. Okay, that's what it's gonna look like. Okay, and that is you put all the tasks on the board. You laminate these and you just put them together. Okay, and you can put all the tasks here, and then you just check them off as they go. With this task board, it's gonna come with a list of chores. Okay. I also created blank ones so you can create your own chores as they grow. I also created the chore chart so you don't lose your task cards. Okay. The first is in that board, in case your child starts hitting some walls and they can't complete their task. I also have the task boards. That's three to do and to complete. 4, 5. Okay. This one right here has a token reward system on it. Oops, sorry. They're getting caught. There it is. And here's the token board. So this is the stuff that your child can. There's 28 reward choices for your child to work for. The tokens. Some kids like tokens. It's up to you if you want to use those. The token board. And that is considered one bundle right there. I'm gonna show you guys really quick the type of bundles that I have. This is the Minecraft. I have McDonald's. I have Minnie Mouse.
Awesome.
Ice Age. Batman. Baby Yoda. My daughter's favorite one. Moana.
Wow.
Yeah, Moana's a popular one. Mickey Mouse. If you got a boy and girl. Lilo and Stitch. Ninja Turtles. This is a new one, Catnap.
Okay.
I just discovered that one. Dora the Explorer.
Dora.
Yes, you can't go wrong with Dora, right?
Right.
And the last one right here, I have Mario. Okay. So these are all the kid bundles, but I also have adult ones too. Okay. I have.
That's what I need. The adult one.
I have some coffee themed ones for the adults. Okay. Whereas vacuuming, sweeping the floor, mopping, checking your emails, calling the pharmacy, making your coffee, like just all the stuff that we do as caregivers.
Okay.
I also have an adult one that's Halo. I have the Minions. Where's my coffee? Who can relate? And then I have Starbucks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Starbucks. And another Starbucks right here. Okay.
Coffee, my type of language.
And those are my templates, guys. So
okay, so
not all of them, but that's majority. That's a lot of them right
She
there.
has a variety, you guys. So if you are on her TikTok, if you're following her on TikTok, if you are part of TikTok, Linktree is in her bio. After this interview, I'll put it in the chat over here on Facebook because the video will be up. And last call again, one more call, hands
One more
up
call.
if you like to be part of the giveaway, to spin the wheel for a copy, autograph copy of her book. Please put a hand emoji in the chat if you would like to be a part of the wheel. Okay. Kelly, I'm sorry. I'm looking forward to your books. Pam says, that is so hard for me. My Ralph is 21. Oh, goodness. Time.
Yeah, my daughter is 20 years old, and when she started doing her task board, she started off with 3 tasks in December. We are currently right now in October, and she's up to 48 tasks a day. So you can do it because these charts are they're you grow with them. So it's not something that you can just you slap the whole entire thing on there. But a majority of these task boards, it already has all the stuff that we already do. We just now just got to put it on a board. It's just a guide.
Okay, I got Kathleen. I
Love you
got you
too.
in the wheel. Um,
Oh, Kathleen is here.
um,
Chloe, some of my faves.
Jumper here. Um,
Thumper.
Michelle says, my son wears headphones all the time. He loves them. Okay.
Yeah, so great. They're great support.
Sits him in secret word. Nobody got the secret word. We'll
Almost,
try that
almost.
again another time. Thanks for the love. Okay,
Thank you,
Kizzy,
thank you.
I got you in the wheel, Kizzy.
What is my
What's your
TikTok?
TikTok, Barbara?
It is Barbara Santiago,
So
and
her name.
you should be able to see my book on there too.
Lloyd says my son was 36 when he passed. So sorry, and lived in a home in the community with 2 roommates,
Hmm.
and support staff, and I was still involved with him. People thought I put him away. I gave him the opportunity to fly at his pace. He didn't want to live at home forever. Yeah.
Lori, my condolences, but I am so proud of you for you creating that space for him.
Yeah. Lisa says, thanks so much. I appreciate the support. Definitely
Of
write that
course.
book.
Yes, I'll be waiting. I'll be
Kizzy
waiting.
says, ABA. What about ABA, Kizzy? Oh, this is about therapy. Did that therapy have been the hottest or hardest? Is that what you meant?
I think she meant hardest. Oh
Lori,
yeah,
she meant
yeah.
hardest. You
I
wanna
could have
you
benefited.
wanna touch on that hardest
Which
or
one on ABA? Like my thoughts on
yeah,
ABA?
yeah.
I'm for it. The thing is, there's there's bad therapists, there's bad teachers, there's bad parents, there's bad people everywhere. Let's just be realistic, right? But the methods work. And as a parent, the same way that you are important for that IEP, you're also important with ABA. You have to express your concerns. You can talk to the BCBA. You can ask for the catalyst. You can see the goals on their set. If they're not realistic goals, you can have that conversation. Um, Sometimes you will come across an RBT or a BCBA who push the child to be neurotypical, and that's where a lot of the conflicts we've had in the past. But ABA overall has changed over the years. There's been a lot of modifications, and I stand for it because it's been extremely impactful in a positive way for my family. They teach you a lot of things, not only on how to handle some challenging behaviors, but they also teach you how to lead with being positive versus negative. I've learned to see the good in my son through ABA. With him just going to school, we only discuss his struggles. With ABA, I was able to embrace the positive in some of the things that he was doing. So, um, I stand for ABA. You have to do your homework. You need to, some centers are not good, some centers are great. It's as a parent, you have to make the judgment on that one.
I agree with you. I totally agree. She also says it's been hard to find for her son. Okay.
Yeah,
And
it can be hard because sometimes the waiting list can be long, or some cities just they don't have enough centers. So you sometimes have to jump a city or a county just to get the support you need for your child.
yeah. And Chloe says, Me Too ABA has been great for us. Yeah, I agree. It's been good for me too. But like Barbara says, you just gotta find the right people, you know.
Yeah,
Uh
and
Lisa
you're gonna
said
go through it.
Lisa says, Are you on Instagram or Facebook?
I do have an Instagram, but I barely post. But on Facebook, I do have a Facebook, and I also have a community page on Facebook that I'm trying to, grow.
Okay. We'll share those links. Well, you could
Yep.
let them know the links, but I'll share them in the chat after the live.
Yes.
I'll have her send me the
And you
links
can,
and I'll put them.
and if you go to my TikTok, you click the link tree, everything is on there. That's the best way to
Okay,
find me.
everything is in that link tree, you guys.
Yes, yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
Queen said, I mean, Queen Ocean Eyes. I'm sorry, says, and listen to your loved one. If it's too much, you will know. Yeah. Thumper
Yes.
says ABA worked for Punk. Um,
Mhm.
Chloe said, "Oh, okay, I read that one. All right. Um, hey Spencer, how are you? Any tip to get them from sneaking food into their rooms and hiding it anywhere and everywhere? I have that problem
Um,
too.
yeah, that's a hard one. I think every household is dealing with that same battle. With me, I have to constantly provide boundaries. Constantly have to tell my child unavailable. Like for instance, my son he might want a cookie. So instead of me telling him no and leaving him high and dry, I'll ask him, "You can't have a cookie, but you can have one of these." So I provide replacements, appropriate things that he can eat in place of the item that he wants, and by him still being able to have a choice, he's okay. But sometimes they can get hyper fixated on that item, and that's where the challenges come into. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
very
sometimes
hyper fixated.
here I have some food in my kitchen, but the rest of my food is in the basement. So I restock. So not everything is in the kitchen, and it's not always up for grabs. So I
Yeah.
just kind of keep things in rotation. I'll bring up 3 bags of chips, not all 8 of them. So it's
Yeah,
just
see,
creating a selection.
my problem is, Barbara, I need to get a lock for inside the refrigerator. If I buy yogurt,
Mm-hmm.
I buy and I turn my back for 5 minutes. If it's 12 yogurts, after that 5 minutes, I done turn my back. Those 12 yogurts are gone.
Same here. I'm raising 3 snack bandits. Okay, 3 snack bandits, and every time I blink, you know how many times I found wrappers and apple core in like the most bizarre areas, and I'm like, Johnny Pickles, Johnny Pickles.
Kelly
So
says, awesome templates. I love the feel template.
yes, the I feel and I need template is one of my favorite ones, and all of these templates are under $10, guys. Okay, and if you're not able to laminate these templates, you can actually buy the laminate free sheets on Amazon, and you can do it with an iron. But if you're not able to complete an order, you can place an order through me, but you will have to pay for the shipping and supplies. Is this like a board maker? I'm not understanding that question.
Mhm. Yeah. Kizzy says, I have been wondering how Barbara finds the time to do all
Uh,
those things when I have a hard time just to super mom, to sit for
I
10 minutes, relax and breathe.
so she's just gonna call me out on that one, huh? No, for me, it's just I is I try to utilize my time when my kids are like active. So, for instance, if my son is awake and he's in the sensory room, I just work on templates. So we're in the same space. So instead of me just sitting there watching them all day, I just try to make a little template
Keep
here and
yourself
there.
busy.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So I create the space. Like what I done here is my kids kind of have their own things going on, and we all just do our own things. So it's just by doing that I was able to create more. But yeah, I can't sit for a long time. I don't take naps. So that's where all this comes in.
Yeah.
Just I'm always busy.
And mind is going. Let me.
And if I don't put
No,
it
it's
down, it drives
productive.
me
It
crazy.
is productive. And then
Hmm.
you're helping us in the process. So that's a beautiful thing.
It's a win-win. It's a win-win
Yeah.
situation.
You are so talented and informative. Yes, she is. Barbara
Thank
is
you.
amazing indeed. Supermom right there. Yes. So knowledgeable and her skills are amazing. Yes.
Thank
Um,
you.
you are the GOAT. Yes, she is.
Stop it.
Yes, that token reward works really well because that's what I use for my son. Awesome.
Yes. You gotta keep that motivation.
Go buy her
Gotta keep it.
bundles on Amazon. Worth it. Yes. I gotta get the adult one. I've
Yeah,
been saying it, but I've been trying to get her to make it for me.
I got you. I'll make it for you. We're in the same state, so we can make this happen.
Yeah, Michigan. Um,
Got it.
right, she's amazing. Yes. She's the energizer mom. It's admirable how much yes. Yes. She is incredible. Incredible.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Can I get her Amazon link? I'm gonna um let's you have are you able to type in the chat?
I think
No. I don't know if the are you on Facebook?
um just type. Let me see.
If you can after the live, you guys, if she can't do it right now, I'll have her come back to the live. It'll be recorded and she'll put it in the chat. And that way you
It,
guys can come back and click on the link. If not, if you are on TikTok, just make sure you go to Barbara Santiago, her TikTok page, and in her bio, her Linktree link is there with all of the links available.
yes. You can also go on directly on Amazon and just type in Barbara Santiago and the book should pop up. So
Yeah. She blows my mind how much she does. Yes. She is
I
awesome.
blow my mind how much I do.
Awesome. Yeah. Christine says search her name. Yes, she will pop up.
Yes, you should be able to see me.
Lisa says we use a schedule, task board, and social stories as well. My
Yes.
son can clean a house well, so I'm grateful for that. I wish mine
That is
could.
good. Yes, my son the other day I was sweeping and
Uh-huh.
I had to leave the room and I came back and he was mopping my trash and I was like, "What?" But it was I had to give him the credit cuz he tried to clean up. But he used a mop. So, he tried.
Thumper says that's her on Facebook,
Yes.
Christine.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Coffee. Thank you, Christine, for the love. I appreciate you. Spencer says, I want ABA for my son, but can't seem to find it offered.
Um, in some cities, you have to get a referral for ABA. And sometimes that's the easiest way to get in. It's always recommended to build your own village. Like in the state of Michigan, we have CLS and MORC. So these are agencies that help families with disabilities, and with them, they help coordinate all the support in your local county. So you might want to just look online and see if there's any disability agencies that can actually provide the support that you're looking for, because overall they can put in referrals, they can make recommendations, they can really help you build the support you need.
Um, that's okay, Teresa. Where you live, if you don't mind. Michigan. We are here in Michigan.
We're Michiganders.
Barbara is there a way that people can communicate with you if they have any questions or concerns? I know you're
Yes.
busy, but can you come back here more often? Oh, she'll be back. She'll be back. But is there another way you could contact her through TikTok? And
Yeah, you can
again,
DM me. Yeah.
yeah, DM her, and then we'll put the link to her link tree with the other information to get a hold of her.
Yes, ma'am.
Just outside St. Louis, Missouri. Oh, he was talking to Spencer. Okay. Try Google. Okay, Christine says, Spencer, try Googling ABA services in your area. Did you do that already? Um, did that, found one, but only offered to age 7.
Yes, because ABAs are up
Wow.
to age 21 now if you're a Medicaid
Yes.
recipient.
Yes. Wow.
But some centers are only servicing small children. So, because my daughter had the same problem, she was the oldest one there.
Really?
Yes, and
Oh,
she had a hard time because all the kids wanted to be with her, and she was like, "I want to work with kids my age." So you see how that kind of changed everything. So she worked more with the adults versus the children. But
okay.
yeah, they have some centers only work with the small ones.
Hmm.
It's kind of
Thank
hard.
you,
I think the older they get, the
Katrina
harder.
of 7 Hearts. Okay.
Thank
Thank
you for the
you.
love. Are we looking at also the
Um,
TikTok messages?
huh? Yeah, I'm looking at both. Board maker is what the school district uses, probably similar. Oh, okay. I haven't heard of that one. Board maker. Okay. Wow.
A lot of people like this.
Oh, talking to Spencer. How old is your kiddo? Ashley. Hi, Ashley. Is getting an evaluation again for your child a good idea?
Yes, depending what
I've had
evaluation you're
several.
speaking of. Yeah, I think so. You know, evaluations really help you. So maybe you've had assessment, but evaluation is definitely a good idea if you're trying to provide support for your child.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I know when they go into new therapies or supports centers, they will require their own evaluation.
Yes,
So
yes,
yeah.
because that's how they're able to create a plan of action for your or services for your child.
Mm,
Everything has to be individualized, so those evaluations or those assessments is how they're able to provide that for you.
yeah. Thumper says so hard to get support. Yeah, shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't. It really
It
shouldn't.
gets harder. It gets harder as they get older. So that's why it's so important if your child's young, start the intervention as soon as you can.
Lisa's talking to Spencer. Spencer, try local Department of Hope Human Services for ABA. Thank you,
Mhm.
Lisa. Kizzy says, what's hard about finding ABA is that they don't take many health insurance.
Yes, that's true. But a lot of them do take Medicaid. So
Yeah.
it just depends if you have a private insurance or an insurance through your job. That could also cause a little conflict in the services. Some people have very high deductibles because of that.
Um, Kids turn into adults, less services for, yeah. I found her book just by typing her name in Amazon. Yes. Follow Barbara on TikTok. She will blow your mind. Yes, I like that, Christine. Yeah, she is
Thank you.
awesome. Awesome. Hard to find anyone here in Kansas for adult ABA. Okay.
Yes, as they get older, it is harder to find ABA services for them.
Definitely the harder it gets when they are adults. Yes. 10. Oh, his son is 10. Little Peanut, I could try and help. Thank you, Christine. We
Yeah,
appreciate that.
Thumper's always helping, so I love it.
Thumper, thumper. That's beautiful. That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
Community help. That's what it's
yeah,
all about.
that's caregiver connection. If we
Yeah,
can't find a solution, let's find somebody who can.
yes,
Just we got to work together. And you'd be
definitely.
surprised some of our own experiences can actually help in other
She say,
families.
"Damn, Skippy." I love it.
Damn, Skippy.
uh, he will be 10 this month, but the last time we got evaluated was when he was 4. Okay. It doesn't hurt, Ashley. DeAndre, I honestly, he's had several evaluations, and that was
Hmm.
for different therapies, switching insurance. Even with Medicaid going into the support services, we had to have a evaluation, and he goes through Cygenics here for his support
Okay.
services. So we had to have an evaluation for that. When we did the
Hmm.
guardianship thing, we had to have an evaluation for that. So,
Yes, yes.
I
It doesn't
mean,
stop.
yeah, it doesn't hurt.
you know, I do,
Um,
we do person centered planning every 6 months. We do, there's just a lot of renewal. And as guardians, we have to do a lot more
lot.
paperwork. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Um, Christine. Oh, yes. Thank you, Christine. Christine, you are awesome. She went right in to help. That's what I'm talking about.
that's how we do it. Why are we not
Hi,
funding ABA? It should
Michelle.
not be
How
this
are
way.
you?
I agree, Spencer
Um,
Sims.
yeah, should not be. That's right. It shouldn't be. Are you okay, Barbara? I know
Uh,
time
Yeah,
wise.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That has been my problem that some of his doctors don't take Medicaid, and I don't want to change. Wow, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's a hard one when you don't want to change, but sometimes we have to.
Yeah.
We have to just to get everything set up. I agree. That's where the challenges are with the insurance.
Michelle says, Pam, have you looked into the Ability Center or Starkey? Okay. Now they are in Kansas, so she's
Mhm.
giving Pam some information. Thank you, Michelle. Spencer is only on Facebook.
Yeah.
This is why supporting each other is so. Yes, definitely,
Yes, I agree
definitely.
100%. We also have to be open-minded and not attack each other for when we don't agree with each other, but we definitely
Yes.
can find a common ground and all of that. To each
Mhm.
his own how we raise our children, but there is so much support amongst us. We're able to provide support. We have to work together. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, we are all here. Our journeys may be a little different, but we're all here for a common cause. And we can
Correct.
definitely share information and support one another.
Yes,
Um,
100%.
Thank you, Barbara, for being so raw and honest. A lot of times things can be sugar coated, yes, to save our
Yeah.
feelings because people have no idea what to say about our situations and our kids.
Yes, that's why one of my chapters I wrote is called empathy versus pity. It's like I don't want to be pitied. I don't, it's okay to empathize what I'm going through, but don't feel bad for me. But just try to find some comfort in just understanding. We need to be accepted. We need to be heard. We don't want special treatment. We just want to be heard and validated when we need help for our kids and when we are in need of support, like helping us navigate the community because it could be very saturated and it could be very hard, and I don't move by somebody else's experience. So just because you had an experience bad experience for ABA doesn't mean I'm going to have a bad experience for ABA. So I'm very open minded when it comes to giving insight, and to be honest and raw about the situation is important. Why sugarcoat it? Like, what do we gain out of sugarcoating the reality of what it really is? So
Mhm. Yes.
I say it how it is. It's hard. My tired is tired.
And mate, I don't know if I'm saying your name right. You want support, not judgment. Right. Right.
Yes, yes,
Definitely.
yes, yes.
Greatness with hey, K Melody. Thank you, Nita and Barbara, for being amazing, both as human beings and thank you for being amazing, both as a
Thank
mother
you.
too.
Just Thank
Uh,
you.
yeah,
I'm
Tara,
buying
her
your book
name
now, Barbie.
name is
Thank you,
okay.
Eyebrown 2478. I appreciate it. She said that she's buying the book. She's willing to give the giveaway spot to someone else.
Oh, awesome. Okay. That's beautiful. Michelle
Thank
and I
you.
live down the street from okay, Pam. All right, see, there you go. I'm going to wear my comfy socks tonight, Nita. Oh, awesome. Got me for my birthday.
You
Awesome.
got you got her some comfy socks.
Yeah, it was her birthday. Her
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Uh, oh goodness. Let me get this out of here. Sorry about that,
That showed up on my screen too.
yeah. Okay, you guys. Time to spin the wheel. Everybody is in the wheel. So we are going to do our spin. Are you guys ready? Anybody else before I spin this wheel? Anybody else?
Last call, last call. Last
Last
call for a book. Last
awesome,
call.
Tammy. Okay, here we go.
Drum roll.
Right. And the winner is Chloe.
Chloe.
And she's over here
Natalie.
on TikTok. So I'm going to write your name down. So Barbara is going to send your information to Barbara.
Yes.
Um, and she's going to autograph the book and send it out to you. Okay, Chloe. Yeah, send your, and I'm going to write it down here. Right. Congratulations. She is the
Congratulations.
winner of the autograph book. Okay, you guys. Any more questions? Thank you, Christine. Um, any more questions? Let's see.
Yep. Congrats. Congrats.
Yeah. So
Oop.
let me log out of the wheel
You're
here.
welcome, Joyce. Oh, you're gonna log out of that. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So congratulations. Any more questions
Congratulations.
before we sign out for the day? I done got hungry. I'm always
I
hungry when I get up here.
and my son took a nap the whole entire time, so I'm like, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we have to do more lives like this. Maybe we can
Yes,
cover more
definitely.
topics. We actually need topics because I
Yeah,
think that'll be a good one.
that'd be good.
You're
Perfect. We'll
very
schedule
welcome.
one.
Yes, let's do that. I'm
Definitely.
open for that.
Okay.
You're very welcome. This was so helpful and therapeutic. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. You are so
You're
welcome.
welcome.
So you want to share any last words, any tips or advice before we sign out? Taco party, yes, Thumper.
Taco party always. There's always time for a taco. Always. Okay. Now for the best advice I can give, and I'm practicing is just showing yourself some grace. Just show yourself some grace. If it's hard, have your moment. It's a bad moment, not a bad day. Have your moment. Um, your children don't have to see you have those moments. Remove yourself, have that moment, and resume what you're dealing with because it is hard. It is hard. Um, Journaling, talking to somebody, your mental health matters. Make sure that you acknowledge that. Drink your water. Drink your water. Also, be mindful that you might have to create your village. Be mindful that you have to that this is you can't do this alone, and it's okay if you're not okay. Okay, it's okay if you're not okay. Show yourself grace. End your night every night with gratitude. You made it through the day. You got through it. I'll see you tomorrow. I
All
will see
right.
you tomorrow.
Okay, and I'm gonna get her to put that link over in the chat over here for you guys. If you're not on TikTok, if you are on TikTok, you can get in touch with Barbara over there, and you can also get the link
Yes.
for her link tree in her bio, Barbara Santiago over on TikTok.
Yes.
And we will
If you need any
definitely
help,
connect with
just
Barbara.
inbox me, and I will help you also with your orders if you have any trouble with your orders.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm here to help you
Thank,
guys however I can.
thank you all. And
Thanks for
until
having
next
me.
time, I appreciate each and every one of you. If you are not following Autism and Us, make sure you are
Yes.
now.
Yes.
On your
Yes.
way out the door, you guys, make sure you show some love. Tap the screen for the one time. Show some love over here on Facebook before you leave. Thank you for joining us. And see ya.
Until next
Thank you,
time.
Barbara. Super
My
Mama.
pleasure.
We
Thank you for
appreciate you.
having me.
All right.
Likewise. Thank you for having me. Take care, you guys.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.